it's very useful. हम विभोर जी से आगे बढ़ते हैं। यहाँ
जूनियर होने का फ़ायदा ये होता है कि आप ये बोल सकते हैं कि सारी रेलेवेंट बातें बोल दी गई हैं एंड दे हैव ऑल बीन कवर्ड बाय द ग्रेटर एमिनेंट स्पीकर्स, सो आई हैव वेरी लिटिल टाइम, बट दैट्स आल्सो ट्रू। मैं कोशिश करूँगा हिंदी में बात करने की, लेकिन मैं बीच बीच में अंग्रेजी का भी यूज़ करूँगा। हिंदी मेरी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है। आई डोंट वांट टू शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ WSF ट्यूनिस अभी इस बारे में। मैं पहली बार WSF प्रोसेस WSF होता क्या है मैं पहली बार समझा था जब 2004 में मैं बॉम्बे में एज ए स्टूडेंट, कॉलेज का स्टूडेंट पूना में पढ़ता था। बॉम्बे आया था, मुझे संपर्क हुआ, हम ह्यूमन राइट्स सेल में काम करते थे कॉलेज में, तो इस बहाने WSF आया एंड दैट एक्सपीरियंस चेंज्ड माय लाइफ कंप्लीटली। इन फैक्ट एज अ स्टूडेंट टू रियलाइज कि किस तरह के पर्सपेक्टिव्स और ऑल्टरनेटिव्स एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, as also as someone who's completely unexposed as a middle class elite, to realize that पहली बात तो कि first of all that another world firstly exists and the realization also that another better world is possible. So it was in that kind of context, in fact ये और अगर जैसे बहुत लोगों ने शेयर किया होगा कि WSF बॉम्बे जो था वो एक अलग ही एक्सपीरियंस था। वो उसको आप एक ग्रैंड लेवल का बहुत ही बढ़िया मैं it was very festive and very inclusive and very diverse sort of gathering. So the impact of that was also very profound on most people who were there. And obviously the diversity and that is achievable in subcontinent cannot be matched as clearly as we were expecting here. So इस perspective से हम लोग, मैं at least to ये belief that another world is possible, जो ये मेरे साथ मेरे सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, मेरे सारे एजुकेशंस में मेरे साथ ही रहा। यही बिलीफ लेके मैं ट्यूनिस में गया। मोर सो ट्यूनिस जाने के कॉन्टेक्स्ट और भी एक्साइटिंग हुआ इस बात से कि वहाँ पे अरब स्प्रिंग की जो लिनिएज थी और उसके 2 साल बाद अभी क्या स्थिति होगी। वहाँ पे हाल ही में एक टेररिस्ट अटैक हुआ था एंड ऑल्सो जो जनरल ग्लोबल जो इस्लामोफोबिया है चार्ली हेब्रो के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, जो डोमेस्टिकली भी एक तरीके से इस्लामोफोबिया है, इन सब चीज़ों के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ट्यूनिस जाना वाज अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग एंड एक्साइटिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी। अपने इंस्टीट्यूशनल एक्सपीरियंस आने से पहले आई वुड वांट टू मेंशन विदाउट रिस्क रिपीटिंग द वार्मथ that was created, that existed in Tunis and that was also created by the conference. In fact, लोगों को जब पता लगा कि हम WSF कॉन्फ्रेंस के आ रहे हैं, so they were very happy and very like someone said, there was a lot of solidarity with all the delegates and the attendees क्योंकि उनके लिए the act of coming to Tunis for an international conference just a week 3-4 days after के 2-3 दिन बाद ही जाना वहाँ पे, so that was highly appreciated amongst people and obviously like most people have said, if you tell them you're from India then you're almost made to feel like a state guest. तो इसको मतलब जो माहौल था वहाँ पे it was really electrifying and in fact before I get into my institutional experiences, मेरे लिए जो सबसे the most significant, most immediately Tunis पहुँचते ही और इस माहौल में घुसते ही जो मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी एक eye opener था मेरे लिए was just the idea of what a normal Muslim looks like. You know, just the idea of going out and speaking to all our friends in Tunis, and it's just such a, I mean it, but it never hits you so hard in the face when you realize that everybody is just the same. There are so many things that, and we had a friend also near our hotel, जिसको उसके दोस्त एक इंडियन नाम से बुलाते थे और चिढ़ाते थे। तो उसको जब पता लगा कि हम इंडिया से हैं तो उसने बोला कल तुम अपने 4 दोस्त लेके आना और हम फिर उनसे बात करेंगे। तो बहुत there was just nothing to say. But yes, one thing that I also felt was something Shelji in fact raised was that in that sense of nationalism there was an apparent dislike of the Israeli state, and that kind of permeated into a dislike for Jews in general. At least that was the limited interaction I had with people on the road. ऐसा लगा हमें. Also within that, ये जो idea of the Muslim, the Islamic identity, उसमें जैसे Chalji again mentioned, it was very refreshing and very empowering to see how women are treated in Tunis. They're mostly treated equally. They're very free. It's very safe for women, at least in the capital. रात में आने जाने में I don't see any sort of problems coming there. But yet थोड़ा जब ये बात हुई और कुछ लोगों से बात हुई इसके बारे में, some female friends did say that, like most other male-dominant societies, it was also very patriarchal and very orthodox and conservative when it comes to certain aspects. The other thing was that पहुंचते ही जो एक sense of euphoria जो मैं लेके गया था कि एक post-revolutionary society हम जा रहे हैं and there will be a lot of excitement and activity. That I felt there was almost like a post-revolutionary lull there, or people weren't as enthused about the Arab Spring as they might have been when the WSL happened last time. I think that excitement was also, that undercurrent was also missing at the university in terms of participation maybe. And it's just this idea that when speaking to people there, they tend to identify themselves as the educated unemployed, and the space that the revolution sought to replace when the state machinery was challenged, and that space that the revolution created is now, like I think somebody here also pointed out, that there is a fear that that space, since the revolution is not being able to meet up to the aspirations of the people who were involved in it, that space is now being filled by organizations like the ISIS that have a lot of money with them and are giving some direction where no direction exists. That was some feedback that we found. Another thing that I felt that at the WSL was university में जाके वहाँ रह के जो you realize the rapidity of the chasm between the rich and the poor, the north and south divide, उसकी extremity और growing extremity, accelerated extremity जो है हो रही है अभी, that was best displayed at Tunis. But it was also at the same time it was endearing to see that there was also that space for knowing that there was equal and adequate opposition to a uniform growth paradigm. It was good to see that जो north में जो aid-centric attempt है, उसके अलावा there are people who are trying to intervene directly in the south and are also moving from that to self-realization movements, whether you can call them Bowen-Weaver or degrowth or a common-based approach of trying to reducing their own impact internally and on themselves. Those tendencies, I was able to get a lot of exposure on that. In fact, मेरा जो biggest feedback Tunis जाके ये लगा कि सबसे बड़ी issue जो आज everybody seems to be the most prominent issue that everybody seems to be discussing is climate change. And the level of coordination and interaction between diverse approaches to climate change at Tunis, and the level of coordination between them was very, very interesting. It was quite motivating. The reason could be that because the Paris conference is coming up, so there was more focus on that, and also because space for climate change has been created specifically. But it was good to see the kind of coordination and the different alternatives and approaches that were being discussed. In fact, I'll share an example. My best session at the WSL Tunis this time was the panel discussion on strategies for climate change. And broadly, there were 4 schools of thought that were. So the session, the way it was handled was that those 4 schools of thought, essentially degrowth, Bowen-Weaver, commons. They were all first explained by one individual speaker. People like Pablo Solon were there. And they spoke about the idea at length, and then we were open to the entire, and it was a packed session. It was a lot of people from diverse backgrounds there, and then they essentially threw that idea for an open debate. And the session went on, it exceeded its designated time by over 2 hours because there was just so much energy and warmth in the room that everybody was trying to sort of collectively come to a consensus in terms of approaches and in terms of their ideas regarding climate change. In fact, I was at the degrowth conference in Germany in September last year, मुझे जितना जो मेरे मन में जितने डाउट्स और क्लैरिफिकेशंस थे डी ग्रोथ के बारे में और जितना मैं डी ग्रोथ के बारे में समझ पाया उस एक पैनल में I was able to clarify much more than I did at the entire decode session because I had people who were all with the approach of trying to sort of deliberate and cross-examine each other's approaches and strategies towards a common collective goal of trying to reduce consumption overall, I think. And to finally, I'd say that the biggest opportunity in fact, or WSL as a process as a whole, सबसे बड़ी achievement यही है कि जो वो स्पेस क्रिएट करता है एंड दैट स्पेस इज फ्री in almost every sense of the meaning of the word because in terms of someone mentioned here also the WSF by itself will not take any position or will not generally take sides or take arguments on any issue, but it gives you the kind of democratic space to come and deliberate and create arguments on that aspect. So in fact, the organizational and network level जो learning है और जो intellectual strategic level जो exposure और learning वहाँ मिलती है और जो space create होती है, I think that is the biggest achievement and also the biggest in terms of I think the challenge also to translate and convert these opportunities into a workable strategy that can be sort of tailor-made or localized but has to be on the same examples. Like for example, with the Swedish friend that we had taught was he has been and we had a very enriching discussion about policy intervention, something Ramji also mentioned about what is the nature of the policy intervention and at what levels do that intervention need to happen. So I was thinking on approaches of sort of informing policy advocacy in India at the state and the executive and the union level by informing it with learnings from people's movement. But Stodd's experience in Sweden was the exact opposite, where he said that all our advocacy led to nothing and eventually we gave up all forms of negotiation and talking with the government and went back and launched a very successful people's movement and that in fact ended up changing law substantially for the next 20 years to come. So those sort of very different approaches were very similar and it was good. That's the kind of churn that WSF offers and essentially the challenge is for everybody who is at the social forum to take this opportunity to sort of develop this challenge into a workable strategy. Thank you.
Friends, different shades and different colors, different varieties. That has happened in Tunis, WSF. I'm learning from my friends. And the best part is nobody is repetitive, and so there is quite enrichment of the entire experience. Those who have not visited very much benefited it. And I hope that in the next meeting, Saturday will come out with a brief report today about the reflections and reports, so that the next meeting would circulate it and begin with. There should be continuity because there is a problem with WSF that when the next meeting comes, half of the people who are participating here may or may not be there, and then but the report will be there, and the sharing of this kind of experience will be there. So that will go to the benefit of the next meeting. So I request my friends from SADC to take it. Now I request Dilal Sahgal to express his comment, though he has not been in the list, but
पिछले 4 घंटे से बहुत गौर से मैंने जो बातें सुनी हैं बहुत जज्बात रही हैं। मैं इसलिए इंटरव्यू कर रहा हूँ जाने से पहले क्योंकि मुझे इस इलाके का थोड़ा तजर्बा है। 50 साल पहले मैं इस इलाके में पोस्टेड था। अरबिक थोड़ी सीखी थी, भूल गया हूँ। और मैं आरिफ भाई को कह रहा था कि इन्होंने मेरी किताब रिलीज़ करी थी आज से 2-3 साल पहले जस्टिस जयस वर्मा के साथ, रिवाइटलाइजिंग इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी, और उसकी वो अरबिक एडिशन निकल आई है। जो हमारे पब्लिशर हैं, लेडी पब्लिशर इन शारजा, उन्होंने 3-4 जगह उसको पब्लिश करा है और दिल्ली में भी पिछले महीने उन्होंने करा था। आरिफ भाई नहीं आ पाए, तो उस वक्त जब मैं था वहाँ पर, बिकॉज आज जो हमने सुना है, आप सिर्फ वर्ल्ड सोशलिस्ट फोरम पे सोशल फोरम पे आप एम्फोसिस दे रहे हैं। मैं 10 साल पहले मैं भी इसके साथ बॉम्बे में था और उससे पहले भी विजय प्रताप के साथ जुड़े रहता हूँ। और द फ्यूचर ऑफ आगे क्या होगा ट्यूनीशिया से और अरब वर्ल्ड में, आपसे जो मैंने सुना है आरिफ भाई से, सबसे ये हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, हिंदुस्तान के लिए खासकर। और 50 साल पहले was the only time we had all the Arab ambassadors for my Arab book launch, only time when the Arab world was united and when President Nasser was there. There was a feeling all over the Arab world that the Arabs are one race united, और उसके बाद ये कभी हुआ नहीं। This number one। 40 साल पहले मैं ईरान में था, मुझे फारसी सीखनी पड़ी, अभी तक याद है काफ़ी कुछ। और 30 साल पहले मैं फ्रांस में था, फ्रांस, बेल्जियम, नेदरलैंड, स्पेन, पोर्चुगल मेरे इंटरेस्ट में थे। तो इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने इस इलाके को मेडिटेरेनियन की दूसरी तरफ से भी देखा। और जब मैं फ्रांस में था, उनके जो बेस्ट नोन राइटर थे ऑन द अरब वर्ल्ड, द मोंड अरब, वो थे ब्रूनो एथियन। मैंने उनकी किताबें फ्रेंच में पढ़ी और मैं जाके 100 प्रोविंस में उनको मिलता रहा। और उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि आप लोग जो है ये अरब वर्ल्ड को हिंदुस्तान में नहीं समझ पा रहे, कि अरब वर्ल्ड जो है, द गल्फ अरब्स आर वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द मेडिटेरेनियन अरब्स। पिछले 1500 साल से जो इन्फ्लुएंस अक्रॉस द मेडिटेरेनियन बिटवीन रोम, ग्रीस एंड इवन फ्रांस एंड द मागरेब इज क्वाइट डिफरेंट। एंड दिस पॉइंट ही मेड सो वेल and I've been telling in various forums. Number one. Number two, it so happens that just about last week, Vijay, I had 1.5 hours sitting with Sheikh Ghanoushi, head of the Inada party, who sacrificed his majority to allow this constitution to be formed. And I put across 2-3 points to him. He agreed.